Alright, I think I'm gonna craft another endgame wand. So to do that, I have to find the right base to do that, right? Obviously, we want very specific stats. So we know we can add our own crit chance to it. We don't need an immense amount, we just need to have it. So crit chance being our lower stat is not the end of the world. So one thing we definitely want is we want Spell Slinger level 20, right? Without a doubt. We want to look at magic rarity. The other thing we want is that cold spells, right? And we want that level 5. Now, prefix isn't as important, but having a gain on there already does allow us to be able to go and lock out mana and not have to mess around with anything else. So this is actually a high T1. So as you can see, the base itself is 24 divs. It's not going to be a cheap base. Alright.
Sold it. Can I help?
Oh. Made some money. 100 div. Sold something for 100 div.
It's you.
Curse activation gem for 100 div. Very nice.
Check back soon.
Alright, so that's going to cover our craft. Yeah, big W. So close to Act 1 boss on my own, it is normal to be hitting for someone 300 damage in Act 1. Is it normal? I have no idea. I don't look at damage numbers, dude. The only damage numbers that matter to me is what is right here in Path of Building. I don't look at in-game damage numbers. They're not always reliable and or accurate to what your actual damage is. Alright, so let's go ahead and socket and quality this, so that way when we go to do anything else to it, we're not fucking with it. Alright, so we know we want cast speed. We know we're going to have 2 stats that are going to be up to RNG, but we're going to try and guide one of those to something we want, and the other one will be pure RNG. But the last stat we get on our suffix isn't as important. Cast speed, intelligence would all be great. Critical damage bonus. That gives us a few options to get there that we have a good chance of getting. Obviously, we don't want reduced attribute requirements or anything like that. But it's not the end of the world if we do get them. Hamburger Helper is back on the menu. Let's go, dude. I'd smash some Hamburger Helper. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add crit chance to this. Bam. Are you switching from lightning spell skills to cold? Nope. My current one has cold spell skill levels on it. My current one does. Yep. The staff, on the other hand, doesn't really matter what it has on it as long as it has that level 20 sigil of power, right? That's all I care about from the staff. That's the only reason why it's there. The lightning skills and that doesn't really do much for me. Our common is a cold base skill, so even though it's doing more lightning damage than anything, it's still a cold base skill, so it gets the pluses from that. Alright. Next up is we're going to grab a Sinistral Necromancy. We're going to turn that on. We're going to refill some of our stuff here, so we don't have any of our jawbones or our collarbones. Let's go ahead and refill our stock for crafting. So divs over here. We want abyss. Start with the perverted jawbone. 20 to a div. Take 20. Thank you. We're going to go back to abyss. Nod jawbone is going to be way, way, way more than we want. It's only 4 to 1. Let's see what it's got to exalt. 30x to 1. That's significantly better. We'll take 10 here.
Let's see if they're really
300x for
toothless.
10 is less than a div, so we're still styling. We're then going to go over here, back to Abyss, and look for those preserved collarbones to the divs. 2 to 13. Alright. So, now that we have all of our stock again, we will, we're going to go ahead and we're going to slap a desecration on the prefix. There's a reason why we're doing that, right? So, by slapping a desecration on the prefix, this allows us to be able to go and reveal this as mana, right? We are also, we're going to be done with our omen here as well. We will need our echoes, though. Your pants are tighter fitting, hell yeah. Getting a little thickness, huh? Good for you. Alright, so let's go to the Well of Souls. So, we want to lock out mana. The reason why we're locking out mana is this is the one stat on the item that we can remove and change at will, right? And the one thing we don't want to get when we slam is mana. So if we can slam this and get another gain or hopefully T2 or higher lightning or cold damage or spell damage, preferably spell would be the best. Elemental isn't bad, but another gain is also very much welcome. But we're going to go for mana first, right? And you can see we didn't get mana here. We're going to re-roll. We get our mana. Let's go ahead and lock that out. No, I understand. You have the reverse problem of a lot of us. A lot of us would like to lose weight where you have trouble keeping it on. Alright, now that we have mana, we can now double X slam. Now, this is where we require a little luck on the suffix. Not so much on the prefix, but definitely need some luck. So, alright, as you can see, we got a second gain. And we got critical damage bonus. This wand just turned into a beast, right? Alright, so we got a T2 extra damage as fire, and then also a T2 critical spell damage bonus. So, a lot of huge luck. We are now in the driver's seat on this thing. We are one annulment away, and a desecration from hitting our third gain or super high. There are none on the market. Well, this is also a 5, right? We haven't sancted it or anything yet either, so that'll be the next step. So, we need to turn our Omen of Light on. We're going to go ahead, we're going to remove our mana. Bam. The bullshit stat that we locked out we don't want is now gone. As if it was never there. And redesecrate it. Now, hopefully we get lucky, and we only need the one Omen of Light, and we're going to craft ourselves a 6,000 div wand right here. So, we're going to go here, and we're going to reveal, and we're going to hope for preferably like 28% gain of anything. Alright, we didn't get anything here. Look at that, really low. Everything here is bullshit. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to grab one. We're going to put it off here. We're going to go back. We're going to take it back off, right? I understand that Omen and Lights are a little expensive, but as you just saw us say in chat, there isn't even one like this on the market that has crit chance and crit damage bonus, right? That is the absolute most desired stat you're going to want on this. So we're going to go ahead and grab another one of these jawbones, set that off to the side here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to annul this one more time. Boop, bye-bye to our bullshit pre we just got. And we can do it again. And we can do this as many times as we need to until we get the exact stat we want. We don't have to settle for anything now at this point. This wand's a mere wand. There's no question about it at this point. We already know with the double crit. So we're going to go ahead and reveal. 18 is extra cold. Now, 83% increased elemental. This is actually a T2 stat. This isn't bad, but we're going to go ahead and re-roll because the triple gain is actually better for our build. So, As you can see, 24% extra fizz. Now, we're going to take this, and you're going to go 24, that's pretty low. This is actually a T1 fizz. As you can see, we now have 2 T1s and a T2 gain, along with our double crit and +5. We can stop here. We can totally sell this. We don't have to take any more risks. This thing is absolutely beautiful. We're going to drop a rune in here that's going to give this an extra +1 to all spell skills. And bam. Now all of a sudden this thing is a beast. So, that, we had 24 divs on the base, right? Let's go through everything we used here. We used an Essence of Seeking, a Greater Essence of Seeking, which gives us crit strike chance, right? This is roughly about 3 to a div, so call it 100x. So right now we're at 24 div and 100x, right? Then we went to a Sinistral Necromancy Omen with a Preserved Jawbone. As we saw, these are 20 to a div. They're literally 20x, right? So we're at 120x. This is about 3 to a div, so that's another 100x. So we're at 220x plus 24 divs. That got us all the way to the point that we double X slammed. We double X slammed with perfects. These are about 20 to a div, right? So we're looking at here, we've got another 30x. So we're at 250x and 24 divs all the way up to before we revealed anything on this. One omen, we used 2 Omen of Lights. That's another 82 divs. So we're looking at about a 110 div craft on this wand right here. 110 total. If you had absolutely nothing, none of the stuff to craft this, you had no essences, nothing, none of the omens, a total of 120 divs to craft this absolute stellar wand right here. We didn't settle. We went for everything we want. Double T1 extras with a T2 extra. Like, it doesn't get much better than this. Now, we could take this one step further and we can sanctify it, hoping to get to that +6 cold. But, as you can see, we don't need to go any further. So, that's how you craft your 3000 div wand. No balls? Nah, we're just doing a crafting vid. We're just teaching how we can take a magic item and come to an absolute 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 div wand in a matter of 130 div, 140 div, right? We grabbed a base, a random base, and went to town. I don't think that's possible, dude.